We talked about healthy breakfasts, and we talked about getting enough sleep. And those people who actually paid attention and started eating different breakfasts have lost weight. They've lost weight. Those people who said, Ellen who, pray it off, what? I'm having my scone, my bagel, my this, they're not losing weight. I bring up these topics, and people think they're just like friendly suggestions. You know, I'm just going to go, I'm still going to do whatever I want. If you don't change, you're not going to lose weight. We're going to talk about lunch today, because we talked about breakfast. Now we're going to talk about lunch. There's two kinds of people in this room. Two people, one set of people have to go someplace every day, and it's a job, or maybe they're going to volunteer at Francis House. Wherever it is, they're not eating lunch at their home residence. They're leaving their home. The second set of people are eating lunch at their home residence. Maybe they're retired, maybe they work out of the house for whatever reason. There's two choices. You eat home, you don't eat home. Just because you're not eating at home doesn't mean you have to eat at a restaurant. It doesn't mean you have to eat in the work cafeteria. We're going to address packing a healthy lunch, but for those of you who eat at home, take these tips as well for eating a more healthy lunch. People who brown bag their lunch. Remember that old radio, you can buy it or bag it, you can bag it or buy it. Anyone as old as me, 1970, remember that? It was on the radio. Who was it, Phil Markert? Yeah. Phil Markert. I used to love that. You can buy it or bag it. Well, anyway, you can buy it or bag it. I'm suggesting you bag it. For those of you who bag it, you can save hundreds of calories and dollars a year. This is interesting. 60% of people eat their lunch out at least once a week. 60%. Once a week. I don't eat my lunch out ever. So I'm in that 40%. Close to 1/4 eat out 5 or more times a week for lunch. And there's people, I could go around my office and go, they eat in the cafeteria every day, they eat in the cafeteria every day. All right, they complain about paying for parking, and they're spending like $50 a week on lunch. There's $200, like people say, oh, I can't believe you're spending $50 a month to park. To me, to have a good parking spot is worth the $50 because I got to go see my sister. I need to get out of there. I got to come here to pray it off. I got to get out of here. That's why I'm doing it. I don't spend a cent on lunch. I bring it from home. So I'm like, well, you know, that's curious. Don't you eat lunch in the cafeteria every day? And how much do you think that is a month? Oh, I don't know. What do you mean? I go, isn't that like $50 a week? I mean, isn't it? Oh, no, I don't eat that much there. Well, what, $4 a day? Well, maybe $4 a day. So that's what, $20 a week? And then I start doing the math, and I'm like getting scared. $20 a week, so that's $80 a month? That's more than parking. And then they stop mentioning it to me after I mention that. But anyway, males age 55 to 64 and females 45 to 54, which a lot of us fall into those categories, skip lunch the most often. Now, skipping lunch is a real big problem because you eat some breakfast, you skip lunch, and then there's the nighttime. You want your dinner, and then you're like, I was so good, I didn't have lunch, and you give yourself permission, and it's not good for your body. So many people, like one person, they were sick all week and they hardly ate anything and they didn't lose weight because your body is saying, where's the food? We have to eat food to lose weight. We have to have protein and grains and fiber and veggies. So let's talk about that. If you have a Whopper with cheese, a king-size fry, and a Coke, it's 2,100 calories and 100 grams of fat. Now, I can honestly say, and I will start, in 4 years and 1 month and 8 days, I have not ate at a fast food restaurant. I have not had a Whopper with cheese. I don't even want one. The mere thought of eating a Whopper with cheese is abhorrent to me. It is not a part of a weight loss plan. Now, It says it's healthier. Yes, if you bring your lunch from home, it's kind of hard to, well, I guess you could go to Burger King, put it in the refrigerator, and bring it in a brown bag the next day and say you're bagging it, but that would be against the rules. Okay. What we're talking about bagging it is actually making something to bring. Also, it says you can get more done. Now, I've kind of gotten away at doing things when I'm eating. I want to enjoy the food, give thanks for the food, sit there with my husband and son for dinner, or at lunch. I just want to eat my food and say, oh, this salad's so good, Lord. This tuna's so good, Lord. Because you start multitasking, all of a sudden your food's gone. You're like, where did it go? You don't enjoy the taste, the feel. You don't chew your food as carefully. So you can maybe eat your brown bag lunch and then have time to answer emails and do other things. Let's not even talk about the money. You're going to save money. Also, if you have how many people have a microwave at work? I do. Now, I want to bring this up. Gorton's. You know, I don't go for frozen food, but when it's good, I gotta tell you. Gorton's grilled tilapia, roasted garlic and butter. Are you ready for this? There's 2 servings in here. There's 2 fish patties. 80 calories apiece, so that's 160 for both. 160. 150 milligrams of sodium, which is nothing. So 300 for both. They're excellent. You take one of this, you put it in the thing, you get maybe an apple, maybe a little side salad, maybe a baggie of carrots, boom, bang, boom. Excellent. Now, you might say, I don't like fish. Try it. Give yourself a chance. Also, this is grilled haddock, signature grilled classic blend of herbs and spices by Gorton's. 70 calories. You can have them both. Guess what Bob and I do? We have one. We're watching our portion sizes.
We ate that last night.
This?
Yes.
Isn't it great? Very good. Now, this one's a little more sodium, 360. So I don't suggest having both yourself, because there's your 700. You got to watch. Unless you're saying, Ellen, sodium don't bother me. Whatever. It bothers me. Yes, Jim?
How many ounces is the box?
They're 89, it's 6.3 ounces. 6 ounces.
For both?
For both.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, 6 ounces of fish. And they're great, cheap, good. There's coupons. Okay. The reason I'm bringing that up is you got to think outside the bun. You got to think outside the PB&J. You have to say, what can I have for lunch? What I like to do is on Sunday, we get boneless chicken breast. We cook it up. A ton of them. You ever get those big packs at Wegmans or Price Chopper or whatever? And then for lunch, I'll just take a chicken breast and I'll just gnaw on it. I mean, I do it very nicely. It's not like I'm a caveman going, but protein. Okay, leftovers. That's what I mean. You have the chicken, you bring it in. All right, soup. This is a real soup-eating group. And you know what? Loving the soup myself. But I notice that people don't just eat soup. I notice that over next to the soup, it'll say 4 slices of Italian bread. I notice that over next to the soup, it'll say saltines. What? The whole box? What? You know why I know it's a lot? Because if you have 5 saltines, you write 5 saltines. You only write saltines when it's like, you know? So, also, somebody had soup, which looked pretty good, and then they wrote saltines with peanut butter and jelly. So, here's another thing. You're having breakfast, you have some oatmeal with a little fruit on it. You're done. But no, people write oatmeal with fruit, 3-5 fried eggs, and 4 pieces of toast. Now, what I'm saying is you backtrack, no toast, no eggs, unless you really, really need it. You got the oatmeal. You have the eggs or the oatmeal. Now, if you're losing weight, like I always say, eat whatever you want. But don't come to me and say, what? Huh? If you're eating too much. Here are some menu ideas. 3 ounces of turkey. Now, you might say, well, Ellen, isn't 6 ounces of fish a little bit more than a serving size? It all irons out in the wash. If you're eating 6 ounces of fish and it's 160 calories and you can eat 500 calories at a meal, it's fine to have 6 ounces of fish. Bob and I don't. We have 3 ounces. All right. 1 small bag of baked potato or nacho chips. You know what Ellen's going to say about this? You really don't need them, but if you want them and you can lose weight, fine. Banana. I'm not big on diet soda either. I think diet soda is poison, but we'll talk about that later. All right. Then we have a whole wheat pita stuffed with tuna. Here's what I do with my tuna. I take the tuna, I open the can, I put it in a colander, and I rinse it. And then I make sure it's nice and rinsed because sodium, sodium, sodium. And guess what? It tastes just as good after it's rinsed. Also, celery sprouts. Oh, I remember one time my niece came over and we were eating like the salad with all these sprouts and she goes, "What's on your salad?" I go, "Well, they're sprouts." She goes, "People eat those?" I love sprouts. I never eat sprouts before, pray it off. Try those. Diced tomatoes. Throw it in. And you know, one day for breakfast, I took some low-fat, low-sodium turkey, and I put some Pam in a frying pan, and I put the turkey in. Then I took 1 egg, and I broke the egg, you know, not the yolk, but I cooked it on the side and put it on top of the turkey. Protein, protein. It was so delicious. I've stopped eating my oatmeal. I wanted to mix it up. Also, vegetarian pizza. When people are putting pizza on their log, they're not saying vegetarian pizza with mushroom, onions, tomato, and pineapples. They're saying, I had some honker Mark's Pizzeria. And then it's like, treat you like family. And I'm like, do they really? Come on, Mark's Pizzeria. All right. 2 graham crackers, skim milk. All right. Lean meat chili. All of our chili is made with turkey. Roast beef, horseradish. People think I'm against bread. I'm only against bread if you're having bread, and not losing weight. If you're having a mashed potato or regular potato, switch to a half a sweet potato. Also, it talks about different matchups. You have a double Whopper with cheese, king-size fries, and a king-size soda, 2,090 calories, 100 grams of fat. You have a turkey sandwich on whole wheat, a small bag of baked potato chips, a diet soda, 550 calories, 10 grams of fat. You have a KFC twister sandwich with mashed potatoes and gravy, biscuit, and a slice of apple pie, 1250, 61 grams of fat. You have a steamed chicken breast, an apple, a small chocolate chip cookie. There was a person in there who said they couldn't get away from their cookies. Have this. It's only 570 of calories, 9 grams of fat. Try that. I'm going to stop there, Bobby, and I'm going to talk